The evolution and future of hybrid cars. Hello, my name is Edgar Rakelian. So, have you ever wondered how a car can both use gas and electricity in order to save a ton of money? Well, that's the hybrid. On our screen, you can see the Prius, and that is the first mass-produced hybrids. So, today, I will show you their history, how they work, and why it's still relevant. And I've also researched credible resources, including the MDPI, NIH, and Reuters in order to give you accurate information. So you may think Prius, which came out in 1997, was the first hybrid. So whether you believe that or not, the hybrid car actually was invented by Ferdinand Porsche all the way back in 1899, and he used a gasoline engine in order to power an electric motor. It was a big deal. But the problems were the batteries, they were weak, they were heavy, and they were expensive. But the real hit was when Henry Ford began to mass produce affordable gas cars. Hybrid cars just couldn't do it, and so they disappeared. But interest resurfaced around the 1970s. This is with an oil crisis and inventors. And it wasn't really until Toyota released the Prius in Japan in 1997 and the US market in 2000 that it really went global. From there, hybrids spread worldwide, becoming a true alternative to gas cars. So, how exactly do hybrids work? Well, they combine two power sources, both a gas engine and an electric motor. And a computer or ECU will constantly decide what power source it'll use in order to maximize the fuel efficiency. So, according to a 2023 MPDI article, the IC or internal combustion engine can function independently of the vehicle's power demands and near peak efficiency, thereby significantly reducing your fuel efficiency and consumption. So at low speeds and stops, the car may purely run on electric power. During high speeds, high acceleration, going on the highway or going up hills, both engines they'll work together. And another way fuel efficiency was increased by through the regenerative braking system, which would capture energy when you try to brake in order to recharge the battery instead of just burning heat, your normal gas car. So even though hybrids in general, yeah, they're more efficient than gasoline cars, not every test cycle gives the same efficiency. So according to an NIH article, there was a 3.3% rise in CO2 emissions during an NEDC driving cycle with additional desensitized serial hybrid drive system. However, the opposite occurred during the WELC drive system, resulting in a 1.7% decline in the serial hybrid vehicle's final consumption and emissions performance. So this hybrid system actually makes a real difference. In the Prius, when it was first tested, the the fuel efficient economy was 56% higher than an 1998 Corolla and 11% higher for highway driving, according to Encyclopedia. That's a huge difference. And most hybrids still perform far below the California's ULEV or ultra low emission vehicle requirements. And so these cars, what they'll do, they'll combine efficiency and they'll reduce fuel emissions and your emission consumption, which helped spread in the global market because it was so cheap in gas and gas prices were rising. And so what is next for hybrids? So what some people think is that hybrids will be completely replaced by by the EV. But many experts and also CEOs disagree. For example, the CEO of Ford, Jim Farley, agrees that we should stop talking about it or hybrids as traditional technology. This is by Reuters. And this proves that car companies are seeing hybrid technology long term. They're likely to remain a bridge between gas engines and EVs for the next decade. So battery technology is improving. And engines, yeah, they're getting more efficient. According to a book named Electric and Hybrid Cars by Curtis D. Anderson and Judy Anderson, time needed to recharge the battery for several hours or overnight 15 to 20 minutes still takes considerably longer than filling a tank with gas. This is an inconvenience to consumers that they might not be willing to accept. And so the choices are battery powered fuel cells or hybrids. And this flexibility, they give the best of both worlds, especially since charging infrastructure was not widespread. And so manufacturers are also planning to expand the hybrid options beyond small hatchbacks, the Prius or even sedan. They're working on sedans like the Lexus right there, trucks, and even sports cars like the Acura NSX. And so technologies continue to improve, and they're becoming more powerful, efficient, and also cheaper. Yeah, so in a world where there's higher energy costs and gas prices that keep rising, hybrids, they are a practical solution for both people who care about the environment and those taking a look at their wallets. So yeah, let's recap. So we looked over the history of hybrids, how they function and why they're efficient in the future of hybrid vehicles. We're showing that they're not just a bridge towards walking to EVs, but they're actually something important. And so to conclude, hybrids are more than just a bridge to EVs. So in the first experiments with Ferdinand Porsche in today's hybrids pushing 50 miles per gallon, they show what engineering innovation can make a difference in how we drive, combining the gas, electric power, and making our cars more efficient, practical, better for the environment, and honestly, it's better for everyday life and also our wallets. Thank you guys for listening.